Good morning. I'm in my front garden this morning and there's lots of activity on the street. Somebody's having their palm trees trimmed and there's houses being built on the corner. So there's lots of noise. So I apologize for that if you hear anything. There's the tree trimmer. But I wanted to give you a little tour, a mini tour of a little pocket garden in the front of my house. It's dedicated to St. Anthony, who is sort of the patron saint of my family, and I wanted to show you and tell you a little bit about it. Here's the little pocket garden in front of my house, just by my door, and it's dedicated to St. Anthony. I've just refurbished it a little bit, so I wanted to show it to you and tell you a little bit about St. Anthony. St. Anthony is sort of the patron saint in our family, in my family, because my mother always said that he was the reason that I came to live with them. My parents married when they were, my mother was 28 and my father was 38. So back then, that was quite late to be married. And then I did not come along till 10 years later. So my mother was 38 and my father was 48. And back then, that was ancient to be having a child. And so I was a little bit of a miracle. I think they waited 10 years for me. And I don't have any siblings, so I was the only one that really persevered. So St. Anthony, according to my mother, is the reason that I was able to persevere. And so here he is in the garden. The interesting thing about St. Anthony is that he is the patron saint of lost things. And that story comes from his own life, because in his own life he had a prayer book that he used for teaching his students, and had a lot of notes in it and psalms and things like that. And one of his colleagues took it and left the seminary, and so he didn't have it anymore. He prayed very hard that it would be returned, and because back then all books were very precious, they were hand copied, and so to lose something like that was really a great loss. But he prayed very hard that it would be returned, and it was returned to him by the seminarian that had taken off with it, and who also returned to the seminary. So it was a win-win, and that is the reason that St. Anthony is the patron saint of lost things. I often say a little prayer to St. Anthony when I'm looking for something. But here he is in the garden, greeting everyone as they come. And I just planted these succulents beneath him. I broke them off from this very large piece over here. So I think they'll be fine. This piece is very hardy. This lovely succulent, very hardy. And you know, they'll grow large, and I'll have to trim them back. But for the moment, I thought they were a nice little garland for St. Anthony. Then of course I have the pots of Supertunias that I've showed you. One pot there and one pot here. This is an Italiveris pot, which I really like. And the back there, I have the little yellow guy who is going to get very large. And I'm happy about that because it'll sort of fill in. This is a trumpeter rose. It's the same red rose that I have in the backyard. I just love the color. The problem with this rose is that, I don't know if you can see, it grows in these large branches, so that it doesn't grow in a lovely round mode. It grows kind of in large spurts. So we have this large piece up here, which is fine, but I don't know. It's nice. I shouldn't complain. And then, of course, always we have the Angels, repping for the Angels and hoping for a good season. So far it's been so-so, but we're excited about Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. So all in all, St. Anthony, the Angels, my Supertunias, what could be better?